Bonjour, bonjour, tout bien, tout va bien. Answer me, répondez s'il vous plaît, répondez s'il vous plaît. Answer me. Tout va bien. Is everything fine? Okay, right. Yesterday you learnt colors. Okay, colors. A few colors we learnt. Today, what we are going to learn is, this is lesson 23, a very important expression in French, but easy, quite easy. That's called il y a, il-y-a. Voici and voila you have already learnt. It's known to you. Voici takes the meaning of here is here or. Voila takes the meaning of there is there or. Il-y-a also takes the meaning of there is there are. What's the difference between this voila and voici, there is there or, and this there is there or? This voici and voila are used to demonstrate. Where is the bench? Here. Here is the bench. Look, here is the bench. Where are the boys? Look, there are the boys. There are the boys. This voici and voila demonstrates. It shows. It demonstrates. But this il-y-a doesn't demonstrate. It's used for general statement. Like there is a big tree in my garden. There is a huge building in United States. There is a man living in Hong Kong. His name is Alibaba. Understand? There are so many benches in my classroom. There are huge number of books in the library. I don't demonstrate. This is for general statement. Understand? I go to the stadium. There is a football match there. So I go to the stadium. There is a football match. I don't demonstrate. Look, there is a... Okay, that's the difference. This is for general statement and these two for demonstrations. Fine. Be very careful. It's easy. Il-y-a. Il-y-a. There is, there are. Fine. How do you make it into interrogative? You know. Take the subject, keep it after the verb. So I take the subject, keep it after the verb here. I keep it here after the verb. Il is taken, it's kept here. So what will happen? Il. Il. Now this clashes with I. So I add a T in the middle to avoid the clashing of vowels. This T doesn't take any special meaning. It is introduced there only to avoid the clashing of vowels or pronunciation sake. Il-y-a becomes yatil. What's the meaning? Is there or there? Is there a match today? Are there some boys in the class? Is there or there? There is a match today. There are some boys in the class. This one. Is there a match today in the stadium? Are there a lot of boys in the class? Understand? Now how do you make negative? Il-y-a. How do you make negative? That also you have learnt. How do you make negative? Introduce na pa. There is na written after the subject. Na is written. So I write na here. N-E. Where is pa written after the verb? A is the verb. I write pa here. Fine. It becomes negative. Na-e. We have learnt Y. It's treated to be a vowel. So N-E becomes N apostrophe. E is called off and apostrophe is written. Now it becomes il-ny-a-pa. There is not, there are not. Understand? is there a match today? There is not any match today. Are there a lot of students in the class? No. There are not any students in the class. Not any. Not. There is not, there are not. There is not, there are not. Now, this ka. Look at this ka. Ka takes the meaning of what? So many meanings. Now here it takes the meaning of what? What? So I take this ka, put it here in this place. Understand? What is the meaning of yatil? What is the meaning of yatil? Is there or there. So now tell me the meaning. Ka yatil. What is there? What are there? It becomes QUE becomes QU apostrophe. Because here there is a, it's treated to be a vowel. So kyatil. QU apostrophe OEATIL. Kyatil. Kyatil means what is there? What is there today in the stadium? There is a match today in the stadium. What are there in the class? There are so many books in the class. What is there? What are there? So remember these four expressions, these three expressions actually. This ka is incorporated to add, to make one more question, ka. This ka is separate. Ilya, there is there or. Yatil, is there or there. Ilniyapa, there is not, there or not. And when I add ka with the interrogative form, is there or there become what is there, what are there. Fine, only this much. Now we see some questions with Ilya and we will learn how to answer. Now my question, what's my question? Kyatil Siuhalabang, what is there on the bench? What's there on the bench? What's there on the bench? Two ways of answering. The best way is this one. When Ilya is asked in the question, you answer with Ilya. Okay, this also gives the answer. What is there? What's my question? Understand? Kyatil Siuhalabang, what is there on the bench? A sack, a bag is on the bench. A bag is on the bench. Fine. Answer with Ilya. Answer with Ilya. Ilya, there is a bag on the bench. What is there on the bench? There is a bag on the bench. How do you read there is Ilya? A bag on the bench. Fine. My next answer. One more answer. There are some bags on the bench. So how do I answer? Some bags are on the bench. A bag is on the bench. A bag is on the bench. One bag. Now more than one. Some bags are on the bench. Saak plural is they saak, you know. Is or on the bench. Some bags are on the bench. Plural. Answer with Ilya for the same question. This is one answer when there is only one bag. This is the next answer when there are more than one bag. More bags, some bags. One more way with Ilya. There are some bags on the bench. Here there is a bag on the bench. Here plural, there are some bags on the bench. Here Ilya takes the meaning of there is. Here it takes the meaning of there are. Because the noun is plural. There are some bags on the bench. Understand? One more question we see. Yatil. What's the meaning of yatil? Is there a kaiye, a notebook on the bench? My question, is there a notebook on the bench? Actually, what is there on the bench? There is a bag alone. There is a bag on the bench. Understand? The question goes like this. Is there a notebook on the bench? Is there a notebook on the bench? No. No. Ilniyapa. What is ilniyapa? Na and pa is added. So there is becomes there are. There is not. There is. That expression becomes there is not. Ilniyapa. There is not any notebook on the bench. You should say. You shouldn't say, there is not a notebook on the bench. Instead, you should say, there is not any. This becomes any. Notebook on the bench. There is not any notebook on the bench. Is there a notebook on the bench? No, there is not any notebook on the bench. In this place, in this context, the takes the meaning of any. It takes so many other meanings. In this context, any, remember. Now, I make it into plural. Are there some notebooks? Look, are there some notebooks on the bench? Actually, what is there on the bench? A bag alone. Are there some notebooks on the bench? No, there are not. Same ilniappa here, but plural, so there are not. Here it is there is not, here it is there are not any notebooks on the bench. You shouldn't say there are not some notebooks on the bench. You should say there are not any notebooks. This some becomes any. Notebooks on the bench. Okay. Il n'y a pas de cahier sur la banque. Fine. And we learnt singulier and pluriel. Singulier, singular, pluriel. Pluriel, plural. How do you make plural? Un bank becomes des banques with S. UNE become DES. Add yes. This is a normal rule. Une table, des tables. But if the noun is ending in EAU, instead of adding yes, you must add X. This is the rule. Understand? Now write down the meanings. You should write down all these meanings for better reading capability. Un tableau, a board. How do you say a blackboard? A noir tableau? No, this tableau noir, board black. We discussed it. Remember? Okay. Un tableau means a board. Un couteau, a knife. Un chapeau, a hat. Un manteau, a overcoat. Un bateau, ship. Ship. Bateau, boat. Ship or boat. Oiseau, bird. Plural, becomes DES. Fine. X. But X is not pronounced. It is not tableaux. It is tableau. Des tableaux, des couteaux, des chapeaux, des manteaux, des bateaux, des oiseaux. This is oiseau. With N it becomes un oiseau. Here it becomes zoiseau. Des oiseaux. This is un oiseau. This is des oiseaux. Okay, with this we wind off this class. Write down the meanings. You please go through this lesson at least 3 or 4 times. It's easy, but construction. Okay, construction. Adding, inversing this IL here, adding T, NERPA and KER. Okay, it's easy. It's easy. Just go through thrice or 4 times or 5 times. Definitely you will understand. And some X adding nouns we came across today. So with that we wind off this lesson. Au revoir, merci. Répondez. Au revoir, merci. À demain. Thank you.